The music world mourns a legend. John Lennon is dead. The night before, the former Beatle had been gunned down as he returned to his apartment at the Dakota. Mark David Chapman, a 25-year-old drifter, was arrested at the scene and charged with second-degree murder. Chapman would later say that he was a longtime fan of John Lennon. The next afternoon, the front page of the New York Daily News carried this haunting image of John Lennon signing an autograph. The adoring recipient was his killer, Mark David Chapman. The now famous picture was taken by Paul Gorish, a 20-year-old amateur photographer from Newark, New Jersey. Like Chapman, Gorish was obsessed with John Lennon. In essence, Paul Gorish and Mark David Chapman are two sides of the same coin. But while Chapman's fixation on John Lennon took a tragic, demented turn, Paul Gorish's pursuit of the ex-Beatle evolved into a unique, friendly relationship. The story behind this story begins 11 years ago. Paul Gorish was a lifelong Beatles fan with an elaborate scheme to penetrate security at the Dakota Apartments and meet his boyhood idol. It was February 12th, 1979. Paul Gorish was a part-time driver for an electronics shop. At noon, he and a friend arrived at the Dakota, posing as TV repairmen. Paul carried a copy of John Lennon's first book and a bogus service order to get him in the door.
J&J Electronics, we're here to see J. Lennon.
Is he expecting you?
It's right here on my
We went up to the doorman. I showed him the service order. I was acting like because I had wrote J. Lennon, not John Lennon. I wanted to act like I was totally oblivious to who we were going in the apartment of. He didn't even blink at it. It was perfect to him.
It was Paul Gorish's lucky day. By coincidence, John Lennon was having problems with his VCR. Lennon's secretary assumed that Lennon had made the service call himself.
Stop acting so nervous.
Incredibly, the two imposters were allowed to proceed upstairs.
I hear him. It's him. He's in the apartment.
So I said to Mario, I said, he's in there. I can hear him. I said, we're going to knock on the door. I said, she's going to open the door, and John Lennon's going to be sitting at that table. The adrenaline's really flowing now for me, and I'm really excited. And I'm expecting the secretary. And my chin must have just dropped.
J&J Electronic Services here.
Because I was in awe of him. I'm just staring at him. I'm amazed that he opened the door.
All right, come on in.
It was really funny because I honestly think he detected that something was funny. And it must have been from my reaction, maybe, because I was so excited when I saw him. Maybe he had seen that look before, of a fan.
Who sent for you anyway?
Paul's scheme to get an autograph soon backfired. The Lennon household had recently been the target of crank calls and threats. Lennon believed his secretary had called the repairman and became angry because he'd not been consulted beforehand.
Come here.
The secretary suggested that Paul return in a few days when Lennon had calmed down.
Have you guys come back another time?
Sure.
So I was a little upset. I was proud that I got to at least see him and deal with him, but I was a little disgusted at the way it turned out, and especially that I didn't get my autograph.
4 days later, Paul scheduled another appointment with Lennon's secretary. She had no idea that Lennon no longer had a problem with his VCR. He simply purchased a new one. Unaware, Paul and another friend arrived at the Dakota. They found Lennon in his first-floor office. This time, Paul Gorish brought a camera.
He was real friendly and cordial, and he said, I want to apologize to you guys for my behavior the last time. He said, but I wasn't mad at you guys. He said, I was mad at my secretary. And I almost wanted to tell him at that point, well, it wasn't her fault either, because I'm just a fan, but I still wanted to get my book signed.
Come on.
Actually, last time I was here, I brought a copy of your book with me, and I have it with me now. I was wondering if maybe you'd autograph it.
He says, I don't give autographs hardly anymore. He says, but I figure I owe you that much.
I really don't want to.
And then he spots an Instamatic camera that I had.
Photographs.
Oh, just one?
No, I'm sorry, no photographs. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make a deal with you. I'll autograph your book if you don't take any photographs, all right? Have you got a pen? Okay. Here's your book. Here's your pen. Here's your camera. And here's your box. Arrivederci Roma.
And I felt bad because, like, I knew that was probably, I thought, was going to be the last time I saw him. But I knew I couldn't be a jerk, you know. I mean, he was real nice to me, and I had gotten what I really wanted to get.
Hi, remember me?
Yeah, you were the fellow come to repair the VCR.
Right.
However, the autograph merely served to whet Paul's appetite, and he soon returned to the Dakota.
It'll just take a minute.
No, look, I let you in my apartment. I signed your book. I don't want you to take my photo. Leave me alone.
So I figured, well, if he's not going to stop and let me get a picture, I could probably get a telephoto lens, stand across the street from him, follow him, take a few pictures of him. He'll never be any the wiser, and he doesn't get upset. I have my pictures, and everybody will be happy.
What are you doing? I said no pictures, and you're taking pictures again.
It's just one picture. What is one picture going to do?
Look, just give me the film.
I'm not going to give you the film. It's just one picture.
Give me the film. Hey, give me the film. You're taking my...
I said, what are you so worked up for? He said, you said to me you were a fan. He said, if you're a fan, give me the film. I said, I am a fan. I said, and I only want the pictures because I am a fan. He says, well, if you're a fan, then leave me alone.
Fine. Process it. And if you like them, then send me a copy, okay?
Right. I said no pictures.
And I was just disgusted at, you know, now he's mad again. And then I guess I waited probably a month or two, and I went back.